Hello everyone, Burb here. Cygames has released their monthly schedule, and honestly, there's not too much that is unexpected, except that they have moved up yet again another Champions meeting. Now, there are two Champions meetings in the month of August, and there's only 2 weeks in between the end of Virgo Cup and the start of Libra Cup, which is originally meant to be in the first 2 weeks of September. Now it starts on the last week of August. We only have 2 weeks in between those two to build our aces. Cygames seems to be continuing the trend of speeding up the cycle at the start of a scenario and then slowing down over time. We saw this with Trackblazer. It's just we kind of got cut off because they released Unity Cup. If all you are looking for is the actual post itself, here is the August release schedule. Of course, 8 events. I will be talking about them before this is all you need. Thanks for watching and joining us. Otherwise, I will be talking about these 8 particular events. All right, let's begin. First of all, we have Yukino Bijin releasing on August 7th. She's a competent dirt track runner that also can run in the turf tracks as well. She has no stopping me in kit. She is actually perfectly fine. It's just that she's not top meta because we are in Christmas Oguri Kopano Riki meta. But if you enjoy the character, pull for the characters that you enjoy. They're perfectly fine, and she is competent in her own right. Of course, this is not the actual character guides. I will make those as these characters come out. Otherwise, there is a rerun banner for Silent Suzuka Speed and Smart Falcon Power at the same time. It really doesn't make sense to pull for most players. This may be a daily pull situation if you have a 2LB Silent Suzuka, but other than that, there's two additional rerun banners coming down the line in Mr. CB and Super Creek, as well as Marzensky and Fine Motion, that both probably have higher value for most players. Otherwise, the Virgo Cup does start on August 5th, meaning that day one is August 8th, and the finals will be on August 12th. This is the Oi Dirt 2000. I'm sure everyone's really happy about this CM because it's a dirt track, so you can't run your favorite Umas, and it has a high stamina requirement because there's no downhill, so it's kind of the 1-2 punch. And of course, Oguri Cap Christmas is going to be an absolute monster on this track, but we're going to just do the best that we can. We have about a week left. Otherwise, on August 12th, we have the release of Seeking the Pearl, who's sort of a hybrid mile sprint track runner, has the Tosin Jordan problem at the current moment, but does get buffed here in evolutions later, and supposedly there's another banner coming around in a month, but who knows if they're going to do the rerun banners and the repeat banners like they did in JP. So if you enjoy the character, pull for the characters that you enjoy. At the same time, a very powerful card in Daichi Ruby Power for backliners and closers and late surger players in particular, because it gives the flash forward skill. You saw this in the Sprint CM, how powerful it was with characters like Bamboo Memory and pretty much any backliner. It's a near perfect 0.2, or in this case 0.4 acceleration for the backliners that is really not, that's pretty track agnostic to be honest, and you run this card in the future for quite a while as a utility card at 1 limit break. You only really need to pull 1 spark for this card, but do note that you can just go and second anniversary selector this if you are a late surger or an end closer player. Let me grab a drink. Otherwise, on the 13th and the 19th, up to the 19th, you have legend races for Nishina Flower and Hishiba Akibono, meaning that in roughly 6 months to a year, we will be getting their daily legend races. You can go and grab half the character here, and either through the shop or through the daily legend races in about 6 months to a year, we will go and finish off these two characters. Notably, Nishina Flower is a very good parent for you Pace Chaser players. So this marks the timing of you're going to be able to get it for your short tracks. Agnes Digital and Meisho Dojo Halloween are releasing on August 18th and August 30th. The only problem with Agnes Digital Halloween is that she is releasing without Super Stand, but she does get a ton of mid-race, including a mid-race ultimate to compensate for it. So it's kind of just a different way to play Agnes Digital. A lot of people liked the base version better, but again, pull for the skins that you like. Of course, Meisho Dojo is perfectly fine as well. They replace her gambling late race ultimate, being that you have to pass somebody, into a mid-race speed ultimate that kind of just drains a little bit of velocity from the people around you. They're both perfectly fine characters as well. Nothing too top meta because we are in Christmas Oguri meta. We have a double banner at the same time. We'll have Measuro Palmer Stamina and Daikaku Helio Speed. The speed card unfortunately does not have very good stat output, although it does give Perfect Spot, which is a mid-race speed option for front runners in particular, but it's really not that great of a card. It doesn't even beat Kidison Black, who has like basically twice the amount of specialty priority and gives you more power output. But Measurable Palmer Stamina is a consideration, especially for those who don't have the Wit card, but also you really are only using this on long tracks in particular because you would much rather have a Wit card in your deck, especially for Grand Life. So this is probably a borrow for the Arima Keenan, mainly for you frontrunner players, but it's a consideration for those not necessarily wanting to do Super Creek. This is kind of the frontrunner only version of Super Creek. It has much worse trainings, of course. It's not enough to worry about, but it just gives you one of your golds and allows you to go and run a actual wit card that is better than Mahono Bourbon in the future, of course. Okay. Otherwise, we do have a story event. This is as similar as all the other stories event. It was originally called Days in a Flash, so I was going to make the joke that Asian Flash isn't in it, but they renamed it Days Flying By. This will be the same thing where we have the spinny wheel to try to get some goddess statues. This should be really easy. All you do is just run your autos, and you're perfectly fine. Just get some free carrots and rewards and enjoy the basically end of summer story. Finally, we have the big banner that a lot of people are waiting for at the end of the month in August 25th, Fine Motion and Marzensky Rerun. This is a banner that's really good for a lot of people because Fine Motion is a powerful wit card that you may have a few copies lying around. If you get this 3LB plus, she is definitely usable and one of the best stat sticks in the game at this point for wit. Marzensky is basically a low investment card where you can go and just get 1LB, and if it's your only speed card in your first foray into speed, 1LB is okay to get you as a floor. 3LB is what you're really looking for as well on that card. But basically, if you are a front runner player, this is your source of top runner. And this is the first rerun of 4, but this is really the last rerun you should really consider pulling on because of the longevity of the card. There's probably better options if you are trying to pull this card later. Okay. Otherwise, the thing that they changed, Libra Cup, August 25th is registration, August 28th is day 1, and September 3rd will be the finals. This is the Hanshin Turf 1600 meter on right-handed outer, of course, fall and firm conditions. This should be a little more fun and the current champions meeting in Virgo Cup. There's a lot of different things that work because it's sort of a late proc straight, so it's a bunch of corner tracks as well. I think we're going to have a little more fun with this particular one, particularly because the stamina requirement's only in the 600s, and even if you get stam debuffed, it's not going to be that bad. So I think this one will be a nice little change of pace. I think that's why they're going to be moving it up a bit so that people don't get burned out by the first one. So that's it. Cygames has gone and released it. They haven't really changed that much. And no, I didn't forget Austin Machon. Never forget Austin Machon. She is releasing on August 5th as well. She's a competent sprinter, and you can stretch her into the mile races as well. So that's it. Cygames has released her stuff. Honestly, consider not doing this, but I had to make that Austin Machon joke. So take care, everyone. Burb out.